Hey everybody, welcome to
When You Wish Upon a
Podcast.
Okay.
And I'm red. Why am I red? On YouTube. It's like red. Green on OBS, but red on YouTube for some odd reason.
Oh, that's only because it's fucking YouTube being a YouTube.
Oh, okay. But anyways, guys, this is a random talk podcast. So it's like anything Disney story related that we found over, well, the last couple of weeks, basically. Or we heard or seen or whatnot. So, and if you guys have stories that I might not have found, but want to discuss, we can. But I got a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to cover, including but not limited to the new Maleficent trailer came out 2 days ago. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Which
doesn't look that
Albert.
great.
But I don't know. I'm kind of biased on it because why is it even a thing? Like,
why are they continuing
the story when I thought the first one did perfectly? Because you can't put a prequel because, of course, they already done that with the story of Maleficent in the first place.
It's a sequel.
But you know what I'm saying. But like, you know, sometimes they call sequels and they do like a prequel something or other or whatever.
It's like a tie-in.
Kind of like for example, like The Little Mermaid 3 at the beginning. It was the third movie, but they were always talking about the prequel, you know, like what happened to Ariel's mom and blah, 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 you know, all that. That's what
I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to say. So you can't really do that because you already talked about her life throughout the first movie.
Uh-huh.
And then we got the Sleeping Beauty story, but then what was after that? It seemed like everything was all hunky-dory.
Right.
Like, you know, with everybody. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know why we're making a decided second movie to this franchise.
I don't know.
And it's one of those things that makes me feel like Disney's like, well, let's just pump out more of this franchise because it did so well the first time, but they don't understand that a lot of people don't care for a sequel to it.
Well, no, that's always Disney's mentality, though, is if it made them money the first time, let's see if they can strike lightning twice.
Which half the time will go half because sometimes they have some good ones and then sometimes they have some bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
But more or less, it doesn't happen that well.
No, it really doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Yeah. But also...
Let's get into Disney news. In today's news, well, a recent story happened where a grandmother...
A great-grandma.
A
69-year-old great-grandma...
decided to...
follow a lawsuit against Walt Disney World.
Well, okay.
She did. She filed a lawsuit. But
I know.
Let's get into the
So
story.
she filed a lawsuit against Disney World in Florida because she decided to finally save up all of her money to take a trip down there, and basically what she did on the site was she used CBD oil on her, her stiff joints.
Because she has arthritis, so she uses CBD oil.
Basically to walk around and all that jazz without the pain. Well, that's not legal in Florida unless you have a prescription, in which she said she had a prescription, she just misplaced it.
Or something to that effect, because the sheriff's office talked about it and said that there was no evidence of prescription. Okay, and that's where I get kind of like, you know what, you're not going to go very far with this lawsuit.
Exactly.
Because if you didn't have the right documentation to show that you have, who's going to believe you that you have it prescribed? I mean,
exactly.
Come on, nobody knows.
Unless you get that prescription again from your doctor.
But still,
because most places, hey, can CBD oil, you can either buy it online, but you need to have, a doctor's A-OK or a card
but
for
still,
it.
yeah.
Or B, you actually have to get, hey, doctor's permission, prescription-wise, then it's A-OK.
Hey, Chris.
Then it's A-OK, etc. But in this instance, it's like... It's technically your own fault. Like, I understand, missing your chance out of being at Disney and going and all that jazz.
Because you were detained for so many hours and, it ruined the whole trip.
Supposedly. Right, but at the same time, this could have easily been avoided. If they asked you, you should have had the prescription on site. You should have brought it with you.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what was your mentality? If I was the one that carries CBD oil for any whatever medical reasons, I'm thinking in my head, you better have that prescription on hand at all times because regardless like of state and everything, You know, it's like, hello, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I would go with every state, because you don't know what every state's law is. Unless you sit there and, like, read every state law, congratulations, you're great. But not all of us are. But
she also decided to hire the world's, not the world's, but the United States of America's.
No, Florida's
best lawyer.
Which is Ben Crump, who helped with the Trayvon Martin and the George thing and all that Zimmerman. Yeah. So he's, I guess, the best one, but I don't think he's gonna get far either. Because I'm sorry.
He's like OJ's prior lawyer. You remember OJ Simpson's prior?
Yeah.
You know, if the glove fits, you must, or if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. And the glove didn't fit.
Right.
He basically said, "Hey, show me proof, or shut the fuck up."
Right.
And in this instance, this lawyer's the same mentality. It's show me proof, otherwise shut the fuck up. You don't have a case.
Right. Well, he doesn't have a case.
No.
Because even and I read the story, even the sheriff's office, probably did the reporting of this, said that she had no proof of the prescription. So that's going to be a no case right there, because you have no proof. I'm sorry, Disney did the right, not the wrong, because they did what they had to do.
Right.
And technically, Disney's their own little, like, county anyways, their own little, basically, town.
Did you know that there's more lawyers than animators in Disney?
Oh yeah, I know that. Because everybody has to be a boo-hoo whining against Disney about something.
Well, no.
Always.
Biggest case is Joel Zimmerman, a.k.a. Deadmau5. Disney tried to Buena Vista and Disney tried to sue Deadmau5 for supposed likeness, which it wasn't. Granted, the helmet and everything kind of has the Mickey Mouse shape and all that, but it's not. It's a completely different design. It's creative and fair use.
Right.
And he's legally got away with it, but he was dead afraid, and he said it in the podcast. He's like, so many lawyers try to pull the stunt saying, I'm stealing their image and all that. And I'm like, no, I pretty much created my own image, my own helmet, my own this, my own that. Like, no way, shape, or form did you take any inspiration from my creation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to happen no matter what. With any animation, somebody's going to be like, boo-hoo, you stole something from me. I mean, it's a given. But with this thing, this lady, I really
that's her own fault.
It's her fault. I'm like, there's no need for it. It's like, there's no need for you to, like, go and do a lawyer thing because I need to get paid for my pain and suffering of what this. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you didn't have your legal documentation.
No.
Not my problem. Not anybody's problem. Disney did the right because they don't know. When you have that stuff, you don't know if that person is a druggie or they're going to try to sell it on property.
I mean, they're not doing. Then they're not. But at the same time, they're not doing such a great job. Disney itself is not doing such a great job if that's the case, because they still allow idiots to sneak in cigarettes.
Well, that's the thing is, but I don't know, but
that's one of the biggest complaints in Disney.
I know,
and
somebody did show on one of my Disney sites on Facebook, that they caught somebody trying to do a sneak smoke behind them somewhere in America in Epcot. Well, and I know it's going to happen. It's going to bound to happen no matter what you're going to do. Somebody's going to get creative of hiding something where Disney's not going to look. Women,
they can't.
Women, you could go right here, stick one right here. And nobody's going to give a damn. Or nobody's going to sit there and look at you and figure out there's a cigarette sitting right between you.
Well, no, this is oddly true.
But that's just.
I mean, I know this.
And the person I did.
I know this is not.
I know, but I'm just trying to say the person I got caught was a woman. So more or less.
I know. I'm saying there's. I know it's not Disney related, but it falls back into the Disney thing. So there's an old story back in the early 2000s where a woman got caught trying to sneak a gun in a plane through her vagina. Do you remember the story?
I think I might have heard it, but it's
but if they can try that stunt, then a pack of cigarettes is fucking easy.
Oh, I'm just saying, for women, I don't know about guys. I don't know how easy it'd be for you guys, but for women, we can even just stick one stick of cigarette right between our boobs, and nobody can give two shit.
You guys can 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
But you don't say it.
You got 6 cigarettes.
Right, but I mean that's what it is. But Disney's going to have those mistakes and faults. And that's when they're going to probably have to step up their security, and that's going to be because of those people being stupid of sneaking in cigarettes.
Oh yeah, no, I would get a dog dogs that specifically know the scent of tobacco.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to come down to that because of those idiots. They're like, I'm not going to listen to Disney's World, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to sneak it in anyways. And then it's going to get whipped of wind, and that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to say, and Disney's going to get enforced on that, because if they're really enforcing that law of no smoking in the parks, it's going to come down to what you said. They're going to get like a dog that's specialized in tobacco, or they're going to start doing almost strip searches almost. I know they can't really legally do that automatically.
No, but they can do something in the aspect of just X-rays. If, you know.
But, but like I said, too.
People aren't going to like it, people aren't going to agree with it, but if they do X-rays, you can obviously see, hey, that's a cigarette. Hey, that's a potential.
They're gonna get those like body things in airports now.
Yeah.
Where it's like you step in the thing and then go, and there's this like real thing, and it takes place, like you said, it X-ray. That's eventually what Disney's gonna have to do. Yeah. Screw the metal detectors now. It's like we're gonna get this so we can make sure we don't get cigarettes in the freaking parks.
Or seeing as they're in long designated lines, just do a long designated fucking thing where it's just like X-rays. And a couple people stand right behind each other, and they look at the X-ray and just like, okay, no, yes, no. Okay, that one has to go.
Well, see, I would say like not just like with the airport, but like what you're saying too. But I think probably like groups, like like no more than maybe like 10 people a group.
Oh no, I would say about 5 to 10 a group, and then have them all lined up, and then have this thing just kind of X-ray them all in one shot.
Right. So make it, go fast. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so it kind of creates a productivity. They have a group thing. They can look through, at least have 2 to 3 people monitor the entire situation, for each X-ray, and be like, right. Okay, and they have 2 people behind them, like, okay, yep, okay. So that person can go, that person looks like he may have a weapon, that's a no, we're going to detain him. That person has cigarettes, we may have to detain her until they are confiscated. Something has to be done.
Right, because I know they can't just go out of nowhere and body check everybody. That's a big no-no. Yeah. But if they did something like that, that's what's going to probably come down to eventually.
Well, I mean, at least right there, it gives them that infrastructure to, group people. Granted, the process is going to take a little bit longer, but again, it'll get the process done. It'll make sure that Disney's rules are regulated, and make sure people feel safer and secure.
Because Disney is on top of their rules. Like if they say no, they mean no.
Yes. Okay. So, anyways, next subject. Now, this one has pissed me off.
Okay, what subject's that?
So, you guys remember when we last talked about Bob Iger's $63 million...
Whatever, $60 million raise, basically.
Yeah, $60 million raise to himself for the next fiscal year. Mm-hmm. So because of that, a lot of Fox and a lot of Disney workers are being laid off because of this.
Yeah, there's a big... I don't know what the deal is with it, but hold on, I got the story kind of already pre-dubbed. But yeah, layoffs hit Walt Disney Studios and 20th Century Fox Film Group's more to come. They're saying the merger of the 2 companies has been exciting for many fans who look forward for many cross-property crossovers to come into the film and television world. However, with this change also comes the layoffs of countless employees across both Walt Disney Studios and 20th Century Fox. Both companies have already seen a number of layoffs, but it seems even more have come and are to continue to. So there's it's already started, but it's still continuing.
I still think it's bullshit.
According to a spokesperson for both studios, began yesterday, both studios have been laying off employees in their film staff. Mm-hmm. Disney has not specifically pointed out which departments will be impacted. However, the distribution division staffers overseeing the domestic rollout of films are expected to be among those let go. According to Variety, cuts will continue to come today in both publicity and marketing departments. Okay. Reportedly, the last time the company saw a great round of layoffs took place March 21st, when dozens of 21st Century Fox executives were given pink slips in the first wave of what is said to be as many as 4,000 layoffs by both companies. So Disney has pledged to achieve $2 billion in synergy savings by 2021. Many believes means that plan to reach this goal is through job cuts. With many mergers of major companies, a human toll will generally occur. However, due to Disney's size, the company does face greater expectations of remaining a competitive player in the entertainment market.
Hold on. Synergy?
Synergy, yes. That's what they said.
Synergy. So they're trying to...
According to Variety, the company is now expected to initiate any mass layoffs on the television side anytime soon.
Hold on. So you know what Synergy is, right?
It's something that has to do with
Electrical.
Yeah.
Like their own electricity.
Well, they have been going green lately. Like Disney has, they have their own solar panel farm.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going solar energy.
Yeah, but
they're slowly getting there to be at least Walt Disney. I don't know about Disneyland.
I'm guessing I'm beyond that. I'm thinking, hey, Florida residents, if you don't like your electric company, you go through Disney's. It could benefit like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I don't think it's just that, because again,
billions
of dollars, it means thousands upon thousands of people are going to lose their jobs. But again, Mr. $63 million pay raise, that $63 million or $60-something million could have gone towards those people for at least another year or two.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you would have had another year or two of work. Of actual people, of actual content, of actual, more profit.
Right.
But again, you thought about yourself, and that's where the real greed came in, is he thought about himself, not the longevity of the company.
Right. But, we'll see how this all plays out, see if it's a good thing or a bad thing with these layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if this is actually a good thing. So far, we know it's not park employees. It's just all the higher up people, so far as of right now.
All right.
It's like nobody actually doing the work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the work people.
So next story would have been what? The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids remake?
Well, there's a reboot. Yes.
Reboot.
But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot in the works will star Josh Gad. And if nobody knows who Josh Gad is, he's the voice of Olaf and was who played LeFou in the live action Beauty and the Beast. So I'm guessing the way it sounds, Josh Gad might play Wayne Szalinski, which was Rick Moranis' character in the original movie. And I don't know how many of you guys know about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It was a very mid-'80s, late 80s movie. It was before my time. I think it was 87 or something like that. Or it was before you were born. I know it was before I was born when the movie was made. So, but I don't know if it was really before you.
No, it was when I was alive, because they had Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then the sequel. No.
The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was made before we were born.
I doubt that.
Yes, it was. It was in the 80s. I know that. It was I think it was the mid 80s it came out. They're saying it's a 90s movie, but it wasn't a 90s movie. It was an 80s movie. This person that did the story thought it was 90s. It's not. It's 80s. Because I know it's an 80s feel. Because I know Amy was dressed.
Okay, yeah. 1989. It was literally on the cusp.
Okay, so we were both born, but we were not old enough to understand it yet.
Yeah.
Because you were 2, I was 1.
Mm-hmm.
So,
June 23rd, 1989. So, yeah, it was summer 89.
Yeah. So, basically, they're bringing this back.
So, this was Rick Moranis post, or pre the Flintstones.
Right. Well, yeah. I think this was one of his big,
Yeah. I think after that, yeah, he had a couple others, and then, yeah, I know him most notably, beyond Spaceballs, was playing Barney Rubble in the Flintstones.
Right. Well, and he did all the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies.
Mm-hmm.
He did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. And that was the last of the installment of it.
Yep.
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. It was basically with Adam being kind of almost a preteen type thing.
Yep.
So yeah, that they're bringing this back. So I want to know how this is going to go. And are they going to put it as a feel of today's world? Mm-hmm. Or are we going to go back to the 80s feel? You know what I'm saying? Back where it's oh, we never had a shrinker again. The 80s was more that we were thinking the space age, and all that, thinking what was going to happen when we get to the 2000s, all that jazz. So, I kind of want to, I'm excited for this, actually. This will be one of the reboots I kind of want to see how they were going to do. And on top of that, too, with the 1989, we had more claymation with the movie and some more robots, animatronics of the movie. They had that when they were small, like the Auntie. He was one part he was kind of clay animated, but he was robotic too. When they were really up close touching him, he was a robot.
Right.
So I kind of want to see if they're going to do more of a CGI feel to it, or they're going to try to keep the thing of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with, the animatronic, all that.
I don't know. We'll have to find out and see, honestly.
Yeah. Nick Zelinsky. What? What? Oh, I see.
So he's playing like the brother?
No, he's playing the son.
Oh.
Nick Zelinsky. So I'm seeing this is Nick, not Wayne. So they're leaving Wayne alone with this reboot. Oh. So leaving the Wayne Zelinsky story with Rick Moranis, and they're going off the son, Nick.
Right.
So that's a different twist I didn't understand. I thought when you think of reboot, you're thinking exactly like almost the original,
Yep.
But this one is like, we're not actually, talking about Wayne Zelinsky no more. We're going to Nick. Okay. And I can see that Josh Gad kind of being like a technically older Nick.
Right.
So this could go interesting, really.
Okay.
So if they're going like that, I want to know how they're going to bring Amy back, Adam, which was the baby at the time of, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Well, wouldn't Mila Kunis be playing that role?
Of who? Amy?
Yeah.
No, she never played Amy. She was a blonde chick. I don't remember her name. I think her name was actually Amy, too. It was really kind of funny.
Okay.
But yeah.
So the next story is a good one that I thought was hilariously stupid. So a woman in Florida decides to illegally sell fraudulent
Disneyland ticket.
And she gets sentenced for 13 years.
For $1 million Disneyland ticket fraud.
Yep,
she goes
$1 million in
ticket frauds.
Yeah.
And so she's going 13 years
jail time.
Jail time with Disney, which
I think is appropriate.
I think so too, because I'm sorry, you know how many people you crushed dreams when they have to go over.
Yeah, they have paid up a set amount of money
to you to get these tickets, and then go there, and
only to be told.
These are not.
I'm sorry, these aren't legitimate tickets.
That's kind of like you're just crushed a lot.
Not only that, they probably got detained themselves.
Thinking that they, were making,
with the fraudulent ones.
Right, with, the store wasn't big as this lady, but, But it's just like, I just don't see it. I'm like, why would you crush people's dreams? That's just
profit,
wrong.
that's why.
I know, those are them,
When people think money.
Yeah, I know, but that's just to the point. It's like... And plus, you're thinking about this, you're ruining a kid's dream, too, because most likely these people that are buying tickets are parents, because you kids, it's going to cost money no matter what to take them anywhere.
Always.
Besides, there might be, like, that young group that, are free. But still, it's still like a thing. It's like, you have to get a plane ticket depending on where you are. I'm glad I never got part of this lady's scam, which was great, because otherwise I would have been pissed.
Yep.
But, I can't stand people doing that.
No. It bothers the crap out of me wholeheartedly. Just to think that even for profit, someone's going to go that far and just not give a shit.
Legit grounds for murder, right, Chris?
But there is one good story out of this so far, and that is the up-and-coming Jim Cummings.
His little story.
So for those who don't know who Jim Cummings is...
He is the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Tigger and a few others.
But mostly everybody knows him as Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
Most of you guys all know that's Winnie the Pooh's voice. So, he was gone... Like, I didn't know this until now because it became publicly known a week ago or so. He was going through a nasty divorce with his wife.
Basically doing like a whole, child protective order where it's like who owns custody of the kids, who takes what, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Like how some divorces are. It's like, you're gonna fight on something,
So
whatever.
The ex-wife to be at that time decided to go as far as to make false accusations of what sexual. Yeah, like rape, etc., etc.
He did rape, and then he abused animals.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, really? You're going to go that far just to accuse them? Because, I'm sorry, but if that was a big legitimate news, and if anybody caught wind of that, like, as through his career, sometimes somebody's gonna, catch one and make a big deal out of this story if that was true, especially like the animal abuse and all that, because somebody's gonna at least see him on the street sitting there kicking a puppy,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Or those supposed SJWs are gonna dig deep and try to, play this, Me Too movement crap, but have proof or don't have. Some of them are gonna have proof, and some of them aren't gonna have proof.
Right.
But it come to find out, no one had proof.
Nope, there was no proof of it. This wife was making this whole shindig.
Yeah, that even the SJWs that wanted to pick a side and play the defend the wife game, they lost because they legitimately tried to dig through everything about Jim Cummings, and they came up short.
Just because he's a famous voice actor. Guys, I don't understand that.
So they pretty much turned around and they played their own conclusions on, and I don't know if they entered that in the story, but there was a good part about it where she technically decided to cheat behind his back multiple times.
Right. I mean, come on, that makes you look like a bad person.
And they actually have like supposedly old deleted text messages. When I say deleted, I literally made air quotations deleted because she thinks it's deleted. It's still around.
Yeah, it's still.
And it's to, I guess, one of his now ex-friends, where it was just like, oh hey, he's not home. He's at the studio. Do you want to come meet me? We'll meet up at this place.
I don't understand these women that decided let's
so
just marry somebody.
Yeah. So in a way, it's like, oh, let me cheat on you. Let me fuck around with someone you know. Oh, but you're leaving me? Oh, you're a sexual predator and an animal abuser.
Right.
Give me money, and I'll take the kids. And it's like,
dude.
Jesus Christ, woman, you went from fucking around and being a whore to being psychotically.
Right.
Being a psychotic whore.
I would be surprised if she doesn't even get anything with the kids. After this bullshit?
Yeah,
and if she does, I'm going to be so, pissed. The judge is like, you seriously kidding me?
Well, no.
You know how much...
The judge more or less is going to favor in anything that Jim does after this, and it's Jim's choice if he wants the mother...
I mean, at this rate, I probably wouldn't want it. If she's that psychotic and making up all these... what else is she going to do? She's going to try against him. With those little visits, you're supposed to have, with every, the kids... And I wouldn't be surprised that, and that's what she's going to try to do, make him sound like he's a bad person, even though he's not.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking given.
We're in yellow, we're in red. Are we back? Why? The stream went off. Are we back? We're back. Sorry guys. Sorry. OBS decided to do a quick let's crash moment. Yeah, unrip, right? I was like, I saw that because I saw the podcast go offline, and I look over here and I was like going yellow, like the orange to the red. And I was like, shit, what the hell's going on? Okay, we're back.
That was weird.
I don't know. It was like an OBS crash of some sort. That's what I feel like it did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Oh, but more or less, I'm saying he won as a voice actor. It seems like right now voice actors are having a hell of a time. With people going,
Right. Now, there is another thing for those who didn't know. Most recently, Aladdin is coming up
next week.
This next week. And because of that, they just
well, it's great on my end, but it's hold on. He's saying yes. Still getting a few hiccups, but not too bad. Well, it's because of YouTube. I'm getting red to yellow on YouTube. So I'm sorry if something's off. It's YouTube now, not OBS, because OBS is green. So sorry to that.
Okay, so anyways, since Aladdin is coming in next week, they finally decided to release, at least in our area.
Well, every area has them.
Well, yeah, every area has them, but I guess they varied.
No, they all had the same thing.
Well, we just got them around that time.
Or last week.
We have our Disney's Aladdin genie.
Be careful, I'm seeing. Making sure we don't get too much of the glare.
And he does sing.
Whatever with your pleasure be. Let me take your order.
I think he's gonna sound good singing that song so far. That's how he's doing the style of it.
Well, I mean, granted, it sounds hip-hop-ish and upbeat,
Well,
but
it's his own take of
and
it.
And then we have our Jasmine. Sorry about the glare.
Yeah, there's a glare, sorry.
And then with a... which is also pretty spot on.
I hope he sounds better in person. We'll need to test it out when we go see it. We're not going to see it on the 24th when it comes out.
No, we will see it the Monday. We will see it the Monday after because
basically on Memorial Day.
Yeah,
that's what the day is.
Because her work schedule is next week.
Yeah, it fell on the weekend of this plane, so we won't see. I would love to see it on the weekend, opening weekend, but I'd rather see it on my own without work. It's like nothing against my work. It's just like I get more interruptions when I'm going to the movies with my work than anybody else. So I kind of like want to go watch it on my own with my own thoughts, not worrying about my people. And nothing against them. They're great. They're great people. It's just like, they have questions, they talk, and so I have to answer. But on that side note, if we're talking about my work, there was a story that went through, and I'm not too happy about this story, that a teenage girl, 15 years old, excited to go see Avengers Endgame. Mm-hmm. So excited, you would think it's a typical teenager and all that.
Is this the one with the Tourette's?
And come to find out, she has Tourette's. Mm-hmm. Which, okay, awesome. I have nothing against it.
No, but hold on before you continue, because most people think, with Tourette's, all you're going to do is just sit there and swear. It's not the case with Tourette's.
No, Tourette's
it's like little ticks.
It's just a tick, and whatever comes out with that tick, like.
So they could sit there and just be like.
Or something to the effect. Something will be, they will do cuss words, but it's like, I don't know, somebody explained it, but it was like, stuff can come up over time as they get older, like new things with it, like the cussing or blurting out or the sounds or whatever.
Yep. So.
But this teenage girl has Tourette's syndrome. Okay, awesome, right?
Right.
And she's excited to see the Avengers Endgame screening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just imagine we're at the beginning before the movie even starts, and she's having her Tourette's, her tics.
Yeah.
This is before the movie. Before anything, not even the previews are showing. Nothing. It's just, how you walk in and all that.
Right.
Well, she was doing her tics.
Mm-hmm.
And people automatically was going to think, oh, she's going to ruin the movie because she's going to be all loud and she's going to do all this and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Like, that's what people think. So they went to the, higher-ups and got her kicked out, basically. Well, she left. But her side of the story is, the reason why she was ticking so much is because they can control their tics. They can control some of their tics where it wouldn't be, annoying during the movie. She even said she could hold her tics. Like, she wouldn't make no sound or nothing during the movie. But she was trying to get them all out before the movie started. And people weren't listening to that.
Which again, makes no sense.
She was trying to be, like, what do you call it? Being nice to the people in the theater as this. Do you want to hear me tick during the movie? Or would you rather be okay to do it right before the movie?
Hold on. I love how people would sit there and bitch and complain about that issue. Oh, you're making these noises. But yet, go to a fucking movie theater.
Okay.
No. This is what legitimately pissed me off.
I know, I'm go
to a fucking movie theater, and what do I fucking see? I see a bunch of assholes and idiots sit there, bitch, whine, and complain. I hear kids screaming in my ear that are too young because their parents don't know how to tell them to shut the fuck up!
What? For what? Why would you...
This is my favorite.
This is my favorite.
No.
Why would you bring a newborn baby into a rated R movie, especially being a scary movie? Why would you do that?
Right.
Are you stupid? And in what way? Even 2-year-olds are going to rated R movies.
Well, no.
And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
This one is my personal favorite. Because you'll hear this when you're watching a movie. You'll hear the movie and all that jazz, and people don't do this. Hello? Yeah, and you're just like,
it tells you to refrain from your phone before the movie.
I see people on their phone on Facebook.
Oh no, I love days when you're like, you have the light on and you see their text, like their light from the phones.
They're texting or something like fucking. Oh, I'm sitting here watching a movie. And, oh my god, LOL on Twitter. Like, this movie is so good. Oh my god, can't believe it. Hashtag like, you're gonna give me all that shit.
You know what movie theaters?
All that shit, but you're gonna give a break.
You know what? We know what needs to be done. All movie theaters need to be, we call it like Metal House, where you can't get service. Not even the best phone service in the world, like Verizon or all those other companies. You can't get service for shit during a movie. So you can't check nothing, or nothing comes through, nothing goes out. Once you're in that theater, you're done.
Well, no, because see that right there. Because what happens if someone tries to pull a stunt like that again with guns?
Well, what's the phone going to do? They're going to come in no matter what you're going to do.
Understandable, but
I mean, that's
would get. May not save your life, but it may save someone else's. Because hey, everyone wants you. There's a guy in a movie theater shooting.
No, I'm talking about the theater itself. Somebody could actually sneak out and go. I'm talking about like in the lobby. I don't care. Lobby, fine. But I'm talking about in the theater itself. I know they'll guarantee somebody could, during a whole
I know.
sneak
It's just
out.
Or here's a better logical solution then. If people are that adamant and that blah, 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 then create a fucking individual theater specifically made for the special and the handicapped.
Well, some theaters do the No, I'm talking about there is theaters that do the special screens for, people with impaired. And I've seen that. Well, my guys go every once a month to one movie, the job, the shop part. They go once a month. Mm-hmm. And I know there's sometimes some screens because I came into one movie. It was Thor. It was the Thor movie, the first one. We came into the theater to go watch it, and there was a screen before us. But they had the not the hearing, but the other impairment, for the blind.
Oh, okay.
And so they were telling me exactly what's going on, like Thor's coming through a tornado or a tornado.
So there was an interpreter.
No, it's a guy talking. It's for the blind. Somebody that's blind. They can't see a movie. So basically what they do, they tell you scene by scene what's going on. Like, oh, there's somebody in a tornado. They're driving to the tornado. All that jazz.
Oh, okay.
So it's for more the people that are blind.
Right.
Not the hearing, because hearing you could have just the captions and still have the same movie.
Right. So it's like Thor throws hammer at Hulk's face.
Or something. Yeah, basically. Well, and you hear the other sounds from the movie, but like they tell you the scene by scene if no one's talking. Mm-hmm. So like somebody's driving a van towards the tornado, Mm-hmm. So. But yeah.
Yeah, no.
They do have some, like at least my area does in some ways. They're nice to certain people, but again, I'm hearing like a lot of places don't. Like in the UK, there's not, because there was the same issue that happened with Dumbo. When a kid got kicked out because of his autistic and he was excited for the movie, and somebody just got all pissy because you were ruining it for my child. Well, I'm sorry. You should walk out. Don't make the people that have the disability walk out. You should make those people that are so I mean, come on. Why can't somebody take a vote in the theater and say, is it okay for this kid or, to stay in the theater with their disability? I'm sorry. I would be like, yes, I'm fine. I can, I'm used to it, but I know a lot of people aren't. But if you can't handle it, I'm sorry. Walk out. Come to another showing. I'll give you a ticket for the next showing.
Right. Now, my biggest issue is, again, Disney. Disney's streaming service coming out in November. Now, despite what certain fans have said, certain fans have clamored for the same thing you have recently. They posted their opinions and their thoughts on Twitter, saying that Disney should, what is it, Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's called Disney Plus.
Disney Plus should take the consideration of making the full Dumbo the way it is, just originally.
Or showing it the full way it is.
Yeah, or recently The Song of the South, like you said. And Disney's saying to that is, we don't want to do that whatsoever. We're not taking the risk. We're not taking the chance. To which then I decided to look up online and say the same thing that Chris has written down before. To which I've rearranged the words, and again, I will reread them to you because Disney had said that Warner Brothers had said that with their Tom and Jerry cartoons, etc., etc.
And Looney Tunes and stuff like that, yes.
So I reworded it to fit what Disney could have put in general, where it's like, the Song of the South may depict some ethnic and racial prejudices that were once commonplace in American society. There's not my English. Such depictions were wrong then and are wrong today. While not representing the Walt Disney Company's view of today's society, this feature film is being presented as it was originally created, because to do otherwise would be the same as claiming that these prejudices never existed. See, that wouldn't be that hard for Disney to do, but they're so fucking scared.
They need to, and plus, I'm sorry, this is a new generation. A new generation of people. Why can't we watch it? We're a new generation. Yeah, we might get some of those little a-hole people that are just like, I have to be like, blah, blah.
No, I know.
Power to my people. No offense to them, but but the thing is, I want to make my own assumption to it. Like, is it a good movie? Would you put it in perspective? Like, was it a good way of how Disney did a history lesson, just to make it fun, or was it like good as an entertainment?
Look, I'm going to be honest with you.
I agree with Chris too.
Then yes, the new gen
needs to know their backgrounds. But if you're going to sit there and like mute that, then that tells me, and I'm even going to say this to Disney, this tells me too that this didn't ever happen in history. This never ever 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 happened in history. So you're telling kids this never happened. This is just all your imagination. When it's like, damn people, did you read your history books? It's right there, plain and simple, in black and white. Kids know what was going on.
That's the thing that kind of grips me is, okay, so I got the fortunate, lucky chance of actually watching The Song of the South when I was younger.
Yes, you got a copy from over... And also, guys, if you ever get a copy from Song of the South that you see online, it's not from U.S., it's from a different country. So just beware if you get one that is not English version. So just FYI. So basically, in a nutshell, I've watched it. I've had the fortune to watch it because my Uncle Jeff was, between Operation Iraqi Freedom and the other one. Yeah. Basically, yeah, he's been overseas. He found it. He was like, hey, this isn't something we haven't seen in the U.S. It's Disney. Here you go. I had the fortune to watch it. It was a good movie, and in no way, shape, or form did it give any huge racial stereotypes, none of that nature. It was basically sitting down, two kids, listening to Uncle Remus tell his stories of, different depictions of, like little kiddie book story lessons. Right. And it's like, okay, these involve these certain characters, and this story involves these certain characters, and what was the lesson here? Okay. And they went off and trotted along to their parents and had a nice day, and in no way, shape, or form was there any hate, negativity, racial anything. There was no N-words. Well, but they're saying this because they're still like on a plantation. Whatever. That was the only difference. They were on a plantation. But the thing is, people didn't realize. It was hard for African Americans after they got freed from the whole Civil War thing. It was hard for them to go find jobs. So some of them still stayed as Okay, so let's. And, I'm telling people this. It's they might be getting paid for it. We don't know. Nobody really depicted that. Like I've said before, let's play it along and say, okay, maybe this is roughly around the time where, slavery was abolished. Okay? Yes. It was just abolished. Great. So back then, when Lincoln, and let's play to everybody else's. Well, actually, it wasn't Lincoln. It was his vice president at the time. Okay. So let's go with the whole thing of like, okay. I think it was Jones. Well, it was somebody, either way. Yeah. So the people have said before, the reason why they abolished slavery was blah, 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 because they have, you could take the African American men and put them into war too, making your numbers greater or whatever. That was what some people have stated. So let's play to all these hypocritical theories and shit. Okay? So slavery's been abolished. So it's either stay, do what you know, or go to war. Well, in this case, Uncle Remus is too old, and he doesn't know anything else to do but what he was good at. And what he was good at was... that's where I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Most of them, that's why they still stayed on plantations. Yeah, they weren't considered slavery. They actually had their own house, whatever. They didn't have to stay on the plantation like they used to. But the thing is, people don't... it's the only thing you know. And that, right. And that's where people are missing that concept of what Song of the South is. Is it after slavery is abolished, this is what they're telling you. It's like, it didn't come rainbows and sunshines to these guys. They didn't go like, oh, I'm a lawyer all of a sudden, like after abolished slavery.
No, it was a slow...
It's a slow process because they all had to learn to read, to write, do all this stuff because they didn't get taught unless, you had, one of those, like, few...
Like Frederick Douglass or something.
Yeah, like a few of them that got to, but most of them didn't.
No.
So it's like... So what else are they going to do? They're going to still be on the plantation, and hopefully they can send their kid to school and learn, and then hopefully their kid goes better. But they know they're stuck.
Exactly.
There's not much I can do because it's too late for me, So it's like that's what I'm getting from the South. It's just telling you like, hey, he's old. He doesn't know anything else, and he's too old to go to school or anywhere like. To
go and fortunately, in this instance, these. Yeah, okay, if people want to get racial, okay, these white kids they can go to school and etc., but they're also missing some things.
But also this too, the kids that came to talk to him were white kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there was a big thing about that racially, those parents would not allow those kids to go down to Uncle Remus and listen to his stories.
No.
So you knew there was something right there. It's like two white kids, wanted to go listen to a story of Uncle Remus.
And they were okayed by their parents basically because
I'm assuming those parents are like, I don't have no problem. You're okay. Go have fun. Yeah. I have nothing against these guys. They're fine.
Because knowing them,
people don't realize the plantation owners. Most of them weren't actually rude and whatnot and did bad to their slaves.
No, it was pretty.
They were just doing the norm, like how.
Well, no. I know what you
they're talking about the South had a society of. You better own slaves.
Yeah, it was pretty much like a predominantly you do this or you're dead. Because back then the stupid people's mentality was if you're not with us, you're against us. If you're with them, you're against us.
So most of them.
So if you're against us, you will die like the rest of them. That was their mentality. And
but that's what I'm trying to say. Most of the plantation owners were nice to their slaves. They had nothing against them, and that's why there were some that liked to go to certain plantations because the owners were nice.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. They did what they needed to do, and that was it.
Yeah, they just pretty much, you have workers. Okay. And it was just like, okay, that checks out.
And some of them were just more like family members than anything.
Pretty much.
Not just like,
you're my slave. The only time they had to, quote-unquote, act mean was when guests were over and they didn't know.
It depended on the certain guests that were.
Yeah, and they didn't know, and it was just like, okay, well, I have to play the part now. You may not like it, and I apologize ahead of time.
Yeah, and some did that. That's why some people don't understand that all PlayStation.
But yeah, it was play your part or die, and people fear death. Obviously, you would too.
Anybody would fear
exactly.
death. Why would I want to get shot for something as simple as owning a slave?
Yeah.
In general sense, if you're thinking in that time period, the retrospect, I'm not going to sit there and say I would do it, but it's just like that's what you're. It's peer pressure.
Yeah.
Basically, down the South, that's a peer pressure thing they had.
Yep.
Against you. So, I mean...
It was a dark time, and it still technically is. It's just we kind of diminished it slowly and surely. We got it down to where it's not as bad. It could be as bad. It could be as bad as it was, but it's not as bad. Could still need a lot of improvement, though.
Right. But,
But back to the topic, it's not that hard for Disney... Peer pressure. He fucking... sitting there with that Method Man fucking movie. How High?
Yeah.
Good movie.
That's I'm like, what is Disney? I'm sorry, but Disney needs to quit being basically a fraidy cat.
No, they're basically being a bitch. They're bending over for like the NAACP. They're bending over for all these other groups.
Gosh, God forbid, if I became CEO of Disney, you know how much I would change Disney on anything and wouldn't give two shits what other people were saying. I'd be like, you guys could go fuck yourselves. I put a disclaimer right there that said, hey, viewer discretion is advised and it does not own in what we view.
So it's like, exactly. Dumbo's going to be presented as is.
Like how Disney saw it.
Yeah.
Disney okayed this, guys. Can you guys get that through your thick heads?
Yeah.
Disney okayed this, and Disney wasn't anything like racial or anything. He just put out the truth of the time period of when this all was going on.
Exactly. And again, I love
I mean,
I quote-unquote love how... No.
But he even put a parody in Dumbo of himself what was going on in his own company with his animators going on strike. So he decided to put it in the movie Dumbo with the clown strike. So he put it funny, like, hey, look, this happened too during the time of Dumbo.
Are you kidding me? He made the same joke in Who Framed Roger Rabbit because, hey, they paid Dumbo and Peanuts.
Right. It's just...
Which means at that time Disney was broke.
Right. So, I mean, why would this be a controversial thing? I really don't understand. No, I'm sorry, if you're going to be that controversial about it, then that should have been happened a long damn ass time ago when the movie came out. Not just, all of a sudden now we won't do it because... I'm sorry, but we're a different generation. You don't know how some of us are going to take it.
It's because the elder generation of NAACP and African...
Well, you know what? They can go...
They got up in arms about it, and it spread like wildfire, where it's just like, oh, don't ever let your kids or whatever. And it's like, you never gave them that choice.
You just always put in their heads like, this is wrong. But you didn't give them a chance to sit there and watch it and give it their own point of view. I'm sorry, I think nowadays we would be most of us are open-minded to at least give it a try. A good honest try. Like, I wouldn't even mind if Disney did it for 3 days, let the movie be premiered on the Disney streaming service, give people time to watch it, and then take it off, and then let us all decide, hey, yes or yay or nay of this movie. Like, I think this is racial. No, I don't think this is racial. Give a poll about it. Why can't you at least do that? Give it a week or something.
This goes back to my prior argument of it doesn't make sense to me in the aspect of African Americans can sit there, at least not all African Americans, but like the NAACP as a whole, can sit there and bark at Disney or any other company and say, oh, racism, racism, racism. And yet, there are equal things where there are movies where Spike Jonze, have you ever heard the name? African-American director, he's made a couple good movies.
I think...
Most recently, that's called Black Klansman, where a black guy infiltrates the KKK.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Right.
Yes.
He has made a lot of movies that also have, in a way, racial tones of making fun of white people, making fun of other races like Japanese people, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
No one bats a fucking eyelash towards that, but the moment you do anything that involves African American, it's instant fucking racism. But you could sit there, and an African American can sit back and watch and laugh in a movie theater. Oh, ching chong ping pong pop our eyes. See, you laughed. Someone else,
right?
But someone else will laugh as well.
No, I'm sorry how you did. I didn't mean to laugh as in like.
No, but I mean that's basically my point. Is you could sit there. Oh, ching chong ping pong pop our eyes, and anybody, despite color, could get a laugh out of that.
Right.
But it's no different racial. Like,
look, if I did a movie like that because I'm a white female, if I did that, I'm a racist bitch, basically.
But if it's a Japanese person who does it, it's okay for them. No, it's not. It's equally just as fucked up.
I don't understand why it's okay for certain, races. It's okay for you to do it, but... Oh my God, fucking God, if I did it, it's like, oh, we're going to take you to go hang you right now. We're going to shoot you point blank.
Pretty much.
It's like, it should be the same as anybody else doing the movies. Same as anybody else. And on that topic, if we're talking about racial stuff, there is going to be a live action Lady and the Tramp.
However.
But also, it's not going to be in theaters, it's going straight to the streaming service. Okay? But they're going to take out the Siamese Cat song because it's too controversial. I was like, oh my fucking God, are you fucking kidding?
Because what? We are Siamese, if you please.
And another thing is, guys, Disney allowed this. What? Can you guys not get through your fucking heads that Disney allowed this in the original cut? I'm sorry, if he thought it was wrong, he would have took it out. But obviously, he didn't give two shits about anybody. And obviously during the time, nobody fought it. No. Nobody said I'm sorry, that's racism for me. I'm sorry. I feel offended.
Oh, right.
But you know what I think I like about Disney? What I do like about it is that don't give two shits what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm making the movie the way I see fit. You go fuck yourselves.
Again, my favorite line has always been like, because you know how people have quotational like these inspirational Disney quotes of like, oh, you know, and it all started from a mouse or whatever. My favorite fucking Disney quote has always been this: if you don't like it, then don't watch it.
See, why can't this now Disney understand that bullshit? That's what Disney says. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's your choice. We're not telling you. We're not going to sit there and make you sit there and be like, we are forcing you to watch this. You gotta go pay that money to go.
You paid the ticket. You sit there and you stay.
Or that would tell you have to go buy that ticket and go watch that movie like right now.
Hold on. Let me Disney gunned. Go pay the ticket.
Right. Disney's not doing that bullshit. It's just to the point. But they're changing the song. Okay, everybody was excited when they heard Lady and the Tramp live action remake was making its way to the Walt Disney Company's upcoming streaming service, Disney Plus, and it seemed that the film premieres on the new service. It won't feature a new live action look, but also the removal of what some claim to be a controversial song. For those who remember the original film, they might be familiar with the track "The Siamese Cat" song. Mm-hmm. This song was played in the film where Lady has a run-in with the two identical Siamese cats.
Which are a huge...
Okay, but come out from a basket to sing the ballad in a not-so-nice and menacing tone. Most remember this song in a more threatening inflection from its performance, as the scene includes the twin cats wreaking havoc among the household while singing. However, as the film has aged over time, others have found the song to be offensive, as it highlights some extreme Asian stereotypes. Now it seems filmmakers are listening to fans and will be making a conscious effort to avoid the same mistake with this new film. Oh, all of a sudden we got people saying this is controversial. After what? Since what, 1950 something? This movie's been out.
Like, this is equally just because now Fox is owned, so I can actually bring this topic in. It's just like that asshole comedian who got offended that Apu Nasapimapetalan, portrayed as an Indian in The Simpsons, is played by a white Italian man, Hank Azaria. And it's a stereotype to all Indians, because we do not order work at Quickie Martin. For years I've been called Apu. It's not the show's fault. It's the assholes who insulted you.
I know, yeah, people say anything is controversial, basically. Like, I could say what I'm saying right now is controversial, for Christ's sakes. Hey, Mama Slayer. But it's like...
Fucking panties are raping your vaginas. You know, you may not notice it, but it's pushing up and down your genitalia on a daily. That's sexual harassment. Ban panties.
Jesus, that went to like another...
Well, no, it's like to that extent people will go. This is fucking stupid.
Oh my god, that went to took a 180 over that.
But no, that's
I understand what you're getting at, but it's like that went to a 180. God dang, gosh. But according to a report from Variety, the live-action remake will be changing the scene and utilizing original music from Janelle Monáe, who will also be lending her voice to a character from the film as well. Her artist collective Wonderland will also be working on reinventing the music in the scene, which was originally performed by Peggy Lee. But, yeah, that's what we're coming to, is a whole new damn-ass world.
100,000 people, the bitch!
But this is just what's getting on my nerves. The report also states Wonderland contributors Nate Rocket Wonder and Roman Jean Arthur are working on a new direction for the characters who reportedly aren't going to be Siamese cats in this version of the film. So what kind of damn-ass cats are we going to talk about? What other cats would look... I'm just to the point where I'm just like, this is just getting ridiculous by the minute. And I'm getting to the point where I'm just saying, Disney, you're going to make yourself fall because you're doing stupidity things, because you're going by what people say.
Hashtag butthurt Disney on Twitter.
Well, I'm sorry, why can't you get the mentality of Walt Disney and saying, you don't
Hashtag grow the fuck up Disney on Twitter.
Well, the thing is, Walt Disney, like you said, Walt Disney said, if you don't want to get it, don't watch it. What's that hard of a mentality to anybody in this day and age? Don't go watch it. Plain and simple. Go buy a ticket. Go do whatever. But, you know, I'm sorry. I'm going to sit there and ream about it because you're taking out a memento in the movie that was okayed by Disney. Why? and it wasn't a big controversial at the time. I don't understand, you know, at different time periods, you know, we had different, you know, whatever thoughts, but it took them this fucking long, like back, like going from like what, 1950 something, that's when the movie was made, to 2019. That big gap, you guys decided to now say, oh, this is controversial, even with all the other DVDs coming out for this movie, has the same shit.
When was the Black Panther added into the DCU?
That was probably
Or
like
the
2000.
MCU?
I think it's 2017.
Okay.
I want to say.
So it was
Or 18.
So
Roughly, let's go with that.
So Black Panther was entered into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2017, maybe 2018. Let's give it that.
Yeah.
Give it another 20, 30 years before people will say that movie is fucking racial. Because why is it called Black Panther? Why does it have to be an African American from Africa? Why is it, you know, the name representing that of the African American group of the same name? People are going to try to make that bullshit connection. Be like, racism.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
And it's like, no, it was actually based on a comic.
Well, and that's where people don't understand our origin from the story itself. Like I'm saying, Lady and Tramp, all the way back to Disney. Disney didn't see nothing wrong with it, and Disney was never a racial person. So, I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you that dense that you think, oh, because...
No. People are that dense only because of one thing. And it's going to sound stupid, but it's the simplest purpose. Actually, there's two reasons. Either they want it changed to their own liking, which again ties in with Fahrenheit 451.
Okay, but you know what? I'm going to sit there and say this too.
Or profit.
You know what? I'm going to look at this, and like I did with Dumbo, like how much they changed out of Dumbo. This is going to be the suckiest movie, and I will give it the lowest rating you can ever get, because it's to the point where it's like, you're not even considering how the movie was.
So, if no one's read the Ray Bradbury book Fahrenheit 451, I suggest you highly look into it, because Ray Bradbury had a future vision of what he thinks technology is going to do to society itself.
And we
books are becoming a thing of the past,
right?
And with today's technology, people are deciding how they want their movies, their television shows to end up to their own liking.
But that's the thing.
Because of that.
But that's the thing. You guys need to understand, these are actually stories that actually did happen. These books are still, I mean, even though they're not books no more, but they're still there.
The stories are still there. They're there.
You guys need to get over, people just need to get over their fucking selves and quit freaking feeling like everything's all about them, being controversial. I'm sorry, I could sit there and say all kinds of controversial stuff that I feel like I should not be called, but I get called anyways, but I don't bat an eye about it because I don't give two shits. Because it's like, why are you guys butthurt about it all of a sudden when all of you guys have been torturing us just as much, but we don't sit there and make a big riot out of it. We don't sit there and make a big old boo-hoo, you hurt my feelings. But, oh my God, guys, it's okay for you to go, boo-hoo, you hurt my feelings because I say one word to you.
Yeah.
But you guys are okay. It's okay for you guys to call me all kinds of names.
Are you kidding me? I mean,
so I can sit there and look at you guys like that's controversial. If
we wanted to go into controversy, I've been beaten down.
Right. That's what I'm gonna go with, Albert. Boo-hoo. Put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, no, but
get over it.
I've been beaten down by African American kids because I was different. Because I was called bobblehead, twitchy, this, that, and the third. I was literally beaten up by 3 African kids and 1 white kid. Bloodied, beaten up in the shower, to the point where I was hospitalized in middle school. I don't hate African Americans because of it. I don't like those kids, wherever they may be in their lives.
But that's
it's like they beat me down because I was different. It's like...
Well, that's just because it's not like you're not taking as a group.
No, but
you're taking about the individual. Like, you did that action. I don't like you for that. What your action did. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, every African American kid I don't like no more but it's just that one kid. That's what I'm trying to say. People need to get that mentality. It's like, don't be sitting there saying like one person did that mistake and then you take it as, oh, I hate the whole entire race.
I'm sorry, one bad apple does not spoil the bunch. You know what you just do with that bad apple?
Goodbye, bad apple. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm getting at. It's like people are just like, one little thing, and it's just like, that's just for that one thing. Why are you worried about one thing when there's like a whole different side to it?
Even beyond that, for years I've been called cracker, snowflake, mudslide, ice boy.
People make blanket judgments all too easily. Yeah, right?
Again, but no, I've been called every damn name in the book.
I never had that, but I still get called names.
Yeah, but I'm gonna list off every name that I've been listed, and no way, shape, or form does this mean anything to anybody. But no, I've been called faggot, I've been called queer, I've been called a pedophile, I've been called this, that, and the third, I've been called whitey, I've been called snowflake, I've been called bitch, cocksucker, this...
Whatever.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
These do not affect me because, again, like our parents have taught us, words only have as much power as you give them.
Yes, if you allow them to hurt you.
If you allow them to hurt you, that's because you gave them that power to hurt you. If you don't let them phase you, then they mean nothing.
Yeah, and hi Dana, but that's what I'm trying to say. This is what the job I have. Yes, I know all these guys are going to cuss me out and whatnot, but I don't take it to offense because, well, for one, I know it's like they're going through their anger moment, like anybody else. Everybody goes through an anger moment. So why take it when they're on their anger? And like I said, like I got taught in the work, anger is a second emotion. It's never a first emotion.
Exactly.
It always comes after something that's happened. So, like I said, anger is a second emotion, so I'm saying something happened, and, I got caught in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were embarrassed by something, and now they're angry about it, but I'm in the middle, so they're going to,
I mean, same thing with me.
You
Usually when I get angry, it's because I'm either sad or depressed.
But but a lot of people don't understand that.
It's like someone hit a trigger that made me to that moment, and because of that, instead of trying to act, sad or whatever, I try to turn that emotion around, and that emotion.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to say. People need to understand anger is a second emotion.
Oh, yeah.
Never a first emotion. It's never a first emotion.
But no, but because of that, it's just like there's the racism.
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, why is people so butthurt and don't understand? Like, just get over it. It's in the movie. Good grief. And
again, if we wanted to go back to racism on that topic, double with the four white mice.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Let me see who these people are controversially thinking about the Siamese cat song. Who is making these controversial modes? If it's not somebody that's from Asian descent, then why the fuck are you even doing it? Because I would understand if an Asian person comes and says, well...
Like an actual Asian, not an Asian American. But like an actual fucking Asian who's going to see this movie. No.
Either or.
No.
No, because there's some that are called Asian Americans, but they actually are from Asia.
That's fine. I'm talking about legitimately if their birthplace is fucking China, Japan.
Well, all Asian countries.
Any Asian country, and they're just currently living here.
Or fine. Whatever.
I don't care. But if you're legitimately born from America.
Like, I don't care. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, parents that are like, they come from Asia, but they're called Asian Americans. They got their rights.
That's
whatever.
Fine. I will give them that if they say, okay.
I'm not talking about their kids that were born in America.
Yeah, no,
I'm talking about them.
Like if they were legitimately pissed off, I'll give them that credit where credit is due. But if their kids are like, oh, I find this very offensive, it's like, you don't have a right to. There's more racial shit all around everything you've watched. You don't even know it.
I'm sitting there saying, who's controversially thinking about this? Who is sitting there saying this is controversial? If it's an Asian person, great. I will sit there and say, okay, cool. But if it's like the NAACP or somebody like that bullshit sitting there saying this is controversial, I'm like, what right do you have right here to be in this movie?
Also,
get off the movie.
Also, here we go.
I'm really telling them, get out of the movie. You're not even in the movie.
Here we go. Boom. Racism. She doesn't have a dot on her forehead.
Actually, she's not from India. She's Middle Eastern. India is not part of it. She's not from India. Everybody keeps saying she's from... Even Disney said this. She's not from India. She's from Middle East.
Okay, so even Middle East. Ooh.
They don't have the dot on their forehead.
Okay, but if she is Arabic, wouldn't she speak her native language? Wouldn't it be more...
Oh, you know what?
Wouldn't it be more of an insult if since she's speaking English?
You know what? You know what? You know what? You could be right on that, but you know what? Then what's up with the other princesses? The only one that should be probably anything that says anything in American is Tiana.
Yep.
Everybody else is from a different country. They should be talking their native language too. I mean, if you're going to go on that rant about it.
I would. I would, honestly, if people wanted to play this whole racism bullshit game, okay, fine. Let's play your game. Let's make every movie have every fucking, nationality.
So far that has been portrayed.
And then just put them all together and make it a fucking family-friendly, happy-go-dappy. No one's gonna watch it!
No, everyone's gonna be bored. Everybody's going to be bored.
But the moment you do something different, people are always going to spark that controversy.
But
why can't it be this? Why can't it be that?
Also, if you put that in there, that's when you get people actually watching because they want to see. Like, for example, Beauty and the Beast, the live action. People went to go see it because, there's a gay character in there. That made people actually go watch it. Because they want to see what this is all about.
Yeah, they wanted to see which person was gay. It's Josh Gad. Okay. That was worth my $8.
No, but everybody knew it was the LeFou, but they wanted to see, what are they going to do? Are they kissing? Are they doing this? Are they doing that?
No, he kind of had a little bit of a man crush with Gaston, but that was about it. In no way, shape, or form.
But mostly it was the end, because he was dancing with the guy.
Yeah.
But that was the whole scene. But everybody was like thinking, oh my god, he's going to kiss somebody. Oh my god, it's this, it's that. And all it was just dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody dances. I mean, I'm sorry. If we're going to go on that rant too, because... sorry, we're not.
We're both passionate about it. You have missed a couple where she's yelling at me for no fucking reason.
But, no, Raven, this is actually normal.
Yeah.
We're speaking the passionate of, like, this is what's going on, this is wrong.
Yeah, basically. No, like, most of it stems from...
Also, but when I get back to that thing about the guy dancing with another guy, that is not bad. If you want to sit there and talk about what about the girls that dance with each other at dance clubs, and they're not gay, but you're going to obviously think they're gay. Oh my god.
Controversy.
Right. At a dance club. And freaking somewhere, you know? But that's what I'm trying to say. But, you know, you see in other movies where it's like, they show females dancing with each other, you know, all that, and whatnot, you know, they're trying to get a guy, but why can't you make controversy that, oh my god, I think they're gay? But on a Disney front, it's like, it's so gay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to, it's just...
No, it's just, again, Disney needs to wake up, they need to chug down their own cup of coffee, channel their inner Walt and say, if you don't fucking like it,
don't fucking watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that should be a thing. It's like, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Or that if you do watch it, please just keep your thoughts to yourself.
But again, it's the information age where people are going to be, Disney did this, ban Disney, and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, you're going to get all fucking up in arms about it.
I'm waiting. I'm so waiting. See what's going to go on with this Aladdin movie. I'm going to be prepared on my phone to be like, after I'm not going to look at like anything like a spoiler alert, but I'm waiting for somebody to sit there and say, oh my god, it's controversial. They did this. And I'm like, and I'm going to listen to roll my eyes and be like, you guys are so stupid. Can you guys leave Disney alone and go fuck somebody else? Like, go talk to other movies that do the same shit, but oh my god, let's go with Disney and just sit there and blah. I'm going to tell you off.
But again,
when it's...
Well, no, but again, this is me uncensored and unhindered, and I'm going to just speak my mind about it, so just give me this. Most people don't think it's a huge controversial thing except for the African American community and maybe once in a blue moon any other racial community. Right?
We should... Did you get to see our genie doll? We got a genie doll.
Mister, what's your name? Whatever, brother. Your pleasure be. Let me take your order, I'll jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me.
There you go. There's your sneak peek of how Genie's probably going to sing that song.
Exactly. We have a blackboard. Racist. Wait. If that's the case, Mickey's black, Goofy's black, Donald's white. Racism.
I know, right? But you know, like I'm saying, like. I don't think I hear anybody else's group making big deals about racism. It's always the NAACP. They're like, whatever the fuck they are at this rate. They stand up for everybody. Like they stand up for the Latinos. They stand up for the Asian.
Which is odd because
that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm like looking at this article. I'm like, and they're so controversial. Like, tell me plain blank that was an Asian person tell me that they thought that was very racial.
Hold on. Because again, this is going to be me unhindered and uncensored on this aspect. I don't like how they're getting all up in arms about it. where you could sit there and you could watch BET, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to hear the N-word more than fucking 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
And parents allow their kids to watch this shit. There's YouTube where you constantly hear some people N-word this and N-word that and N-word, N-word, N-word. And everybody in the black community is okay with it.
Right.
Make one wrong mistake in a Disney film.
Well, basically, and that's why I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Oh, and also, I'm gonna go off this too. YouTube's doing the same shit. Oh, we can't say F this.
Yeah,
F that,
no, yeah, exactly.
all
That's
that.
the other shit. Is I can't say words like fuck, dick, motherfucker.
Yes, I have heard that.
Yeah, but no, yes, I Joyner Lucas, big fan. I actually started something on my channel a long time ago called the Junior Lucas Month.
Well, anyways, yes.
Back to the point though is the thing that bugs the shit on me again is
Hey, Jesse.
like, dude, the fuck? Like, how are you gonna sit there?
Like, allow these kids or anybody to make anything.
Even including YouTube. I can't sit there and say motherfucker in Albert's chat unless I'm a moderator. But I can't say motherfucker, dick,
Well, it
or
doesn't
a certain
matter.
amount of swears without YouTube instantly deleting
Well,
it.
it's the same with moderators. I've had that happen with Albert. I
Yeah,
know he's
there's-
okay with it, but there was times where I got the error because of how much I
Error,
was
try
saying.
again,
Yeah.
or it just insta deletes it without it even
Right,
showing
right,
up.
right.
But a kid could sit there and post the N-word, and it's fucking okay by YouTube to put it
Yeah.
up there.
Oh yeah. but like I said, it has happened to me too before where I know it works for you in here, but I'm talking about in general. It's like a YouTube thing, like some.
Yeah, like an instant mod deletion, chat deletion thing where it's like, I showed you this one time, Albert, where it's like, oh, you know, you're cocksucking motherfucking blah 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 blah, and like swear after swear after swear, and it just insta deletes it. No
Right.
chance. It just insta deletes it the moment you hit send.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, even though it's like it's a
Yeah,
Place,
it's like, but again, an 8-year-old not knowing what the word means, but knowing at least that it's an insult, like a hate-filled insult, will spread N-word, could be white, black, Puerto Rican, any race could sit there, N-word, and YouTube is absolutely okay with it. Does not ban it whatsoever. It's right out in the open for anybody to read. Problem.
But like I said, but with Disney, I don't know if it's because they're an easy target because they bend to everybody what they say. I kind of want to sit there and say.
But again, this is odd because.
But this is what I think Disney needs to do. They need to take damn ass polls or something.
No,
because
they didn't. No, they don't need to. They need to get better with their fucking lawyers because again, they could get on people's asses like Joel Zimmerman, aka Deadmau5, over something as controversial as, oh hey, your shit almost looks similar to our shit, and have 30 lawyers against one man.
Right.
But all these lawyers won't grow a pair of fucking balls to say, hey, here's an idea. Let's do this, so that way if people say, oh, I'm offended, this basically says, well, tough shit, grow thick skin, we're doing it anyways.
Right. You know what?
How hard is it?
Well, that's how Disney started in the first place. Walt Disney, he took risks without the consequences of thinking what's going to turn out to be.
Again, back to
And you
the
know
same
what?
line,
And you
if
know
you
what?
don't like it,
Right.
then don't watch
Like
it.
I said, that's how his success happened. And then, you know what? And I'm going to sit there and honestly say, but without the Renaissance era, without the 90s, Disney would have gone down to shit after Disney died.
Yep.
It just would have downhill if the Renaissance didn't happen. If we didn't have Bob Eisner, who was the, CEO. I think he was the best CEO ever. He could come back. Wow.
A man is a butcher who is 6 feet tall and has a size 9 shoe. How much does he weigh? You were gonna say meat? How much? What does he weigh? His meat?
Well, that's not how lawyering works. I know it. It's not.
No, but I mean, at least as lawyers, they would sit down, advise their group, their higher ups to say, hey, here's an idea. Suggest at least any legal things
like
to
a
say.
team and say, hey, if I decide to do this scene in this movie, what do you think and how bad of a backlash I would get?
Right, because again, even Warner Brothers has thought that process. The Tom and Jerry shorts have, racial tones. While it may not depict Warner Brothers of now, this was the time back then. Viewer discretion is advised. Not that hard to do. That basically says, hey, it's up to you whether or not you want to be butthurt watching this.
See, that's what Disney needs to get on.
Yeah, it's like, in no way, shape, or form can you attack us. Disney should have done that.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Why can't Disney stand up like Warner Bros. And just sit there and say, viewer discretion is advised. This is not view for our,
This is not view. Yeah, if you're going to get butthurt about it, then it's your choice. You're the one who pressed the play button. You agreed to our terms.
Right. So don't go to me and tell me like after the hour or 2 hours
even
of the
better,
movie and go and say, hey.
Or even better. Even fucking better. You know how video games have legal shit in there before you go online? Where it's like, if you get caught cheating, you have to pay an actual legal fine, etc., etc. Why not do that before the streaming service?
Yeah.
So before you even consider paying the streaming service, they give you this whole giant contractual thing stating, okay, this is how much you're going to pay every month, and this is what it's going to contain. Should you say yes to it?
Right.
And if you choose to hit that X and agree to those terms, you are in their contract saying, okay, I can't sue Disney for what I've watched.
Right.
How complex is that? It's not. People generally ignore that shit anyways and hit the check mark or the Xbox unknowingly anyways. They don't know.
Right. Raven. Lion King rated R edition.
Yeah. Remember who you fucking are. Just remember, you little bitch. Remember.
But like I said, it's
Hakuna Matata? No. More like Hakuna Matitties.
But like I said, this is what Disney needs to stop fucking going against the fans. Like I don't know what majority they're getting at. That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't we get like a poll of some sort? And seeing who are these people that are actually sit there saying this is wrong and this is controversial. Because that's what I want to see. And that's what I'm trying to get with the poll. Like, you have your age, like, oh, you're this, and Then you can see what age group is more the controversial. Oh, it's my freaking grandma. My grandma's being the bitch over there, sitting there saying, this is controversial, this is against my whatever. I'm like, oh boy. But you know what I'm saying? She's like, this is not the Disney I remember. I was like, Grandma? Were you? No. This is what I was saying. Is that Grandma, were you on something? Because don't you remember how controversial Disney was back in the day? That you were a kid.
Hold on, no. Don't even start.
And now you're telling me this is controversial now when you're like 90-something years old. Come the fuck on.
Don't even start, because you turn on the TV, everything is controversial.
Well. But why is anybody making it say, oh, that show should be on there? That show. So what are you?
Because people are picking and choosing their battles. And again, in this one, I told you, it's either one of two things. Either they want to change Disney to what they want, or it's a legal battle because profit. Because if they don't get what they want, they feel butthurt, they feel ashamed, and this is where money can come into play, because most people are thinking greed. What they're not thinking is how they're going to fuck up the future of Disney. Anything.
Like,
or the past of anything.
And you're telling me this is what your kids are watching.
I mean, shit. If you wanted to get controversial, I
want to sit there and tell them, it's like, if you're going to get rid of Disney, goodbye all your Disney Junior shit that your kids are watching right now, all your Mickey Mouse, all that bullshit, then you're going to Nickelodeon, which are not any better.
Oh, no. If that's the case...
I'm talking about show-wise. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying in general... If people are going to get controversial with Disney and they shut Disney down, almost everything that's cable-wise...
It's going to go to shit. Like, the only thing that...
everything that's cable-wise is going to end too. Their ESPNs, their other shit, their FX. Majority of cable is now owned by Disney.
ABC is going to be gone.
FX, FXX... Anything that's 20th Century Fox related now, the Marvel Universe, anything Marvel, gone.
Oh my God, Star Wars! Oh my God, if people shut down Disney, goodbye Star Wars, guys. Don't you guys get that idea that, come on guys, you're getting rid of all these, like you like your Marvel, you like your Star Wars, so if you shut down Disney because of all this stupid controversial shit, then I'm sorry, you're being an asshat, and you're just gonna ruin Disney, and you're gonna ruin your lives. You're gonna ruin all of our lives. So I don't know what the fuck you guys are on, but you guys need to get off that shit and just go shut yourselves in a fucking corner, in a fucking box, and just stay there and shut up.
Also,
and let all of us else live, and you guys go have a fucking orgy over there in the fucking corner.
Side note, Joe, here I come to save the day. Number one. Number two, the thing I was trying to say, oh my god, so since we have Red Raven on here, if he's still watching, Jacob, I have a suggestion for you. Me and Lindsay would like to personally invite you, and we're still trying to figure out a good schedule when Rigo can join us, because we're trying to figure out a flexible schedule to see whether you want to join us or if he wants to join us. We also need your lovely, lovely dulcet Mickey tones for a possible opening recorded segment, if you can.
If you're still here.
If you are still here.
Please tell me you're still here, Jacob.
Because it doesn't matter if I have to wait until tomorrow to pay you through PayPal or something, or whatever. I just want to be like, hey, here's maybe $5 to $10. I just need you to say, hey, this is Mickey Mouse. Welcome to When You Wish Upon a Podcast. You know?
Is he still here?
Yeah, like, at least get a cute fucking Mickey Mouse-esque opening that we can play on the stream. That depends if he's still here or not.
Right. But so, like I said, Disney needs to stop being a fucking bitch, basically.
Right.
And just go with their gut and go with it.
Right.
If they're going to get controversial, great. At least you know people are watching your movies. That's how I would see it. At least they're still watching your movies, because they have to go watch it to have their 2 cents in anyways.
Right.
So
okay, so outside of that, there is 2 more pieces of news that I have with you. Okay, this one is in the topic of video games. So for those who did not know, in Japan, there has been a yearly thing called the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, where every year, ever since its first initial thing in 2016, 2017, I guess, it's announced where, every year they do at least a week-long Kingdom Hearts orchestral thing, showing off all the Kingdom Hearts games, all the fantastic, amazing, orchestrated songs from the franchise, and they give you a nice cinematic and etc. So during that this year, the creator Tetsuya Nomura had announced that there is a new DLC coming to Kingdom Hearts 3. Now this has no real ties with the ending of the story. It's more like an in-between, like a new world, a new boss, a new Keyblade, some new dialogue, whatever. And it kind of goes in with the story, but it doesn't alter the ending. The ending is always going to be the same as it was. It's just, hey, new fancy world. We didn't have the time to do it in production. Now the DLC is called Re-Mind, Re.Mind. And it probably ranges between the $10 to maybe $15 DLC price, depending. What are your thoughts on that? Because personally, as a gamer and as a Disney fanatic, I didn't like the idea. Not because it's Kingdom Hearts. I just didn't like the fact that it was DLC in my Kingdom Hearts game. It was like, okay, even if you didn't have the time, that's fine.
You should have just left it alone and just let it be scrapped.
Yeah, you should have exactly. You should have just left it alone. You should have scrapped the idea.
And I agree with you. I don't think it's not worth it because that makes people realize it's like, oh, you guys didn't finish the game. Oh, blah blah blah. But on top of that, somebody's going to take it the wrong, even though they're saying, oh, it's not going to change the ending or any.
Option B, if at least make it less than free or to
I don't care for it at all. I don't care if it's going to be for free or not. It should not be added because it's going to confuse so many people.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like
what part? And then also no, listen, can you let me talk? You're not allowing me to talk.
No, because
I'm trying to tell you
because you keep interrupting me, so I'm trying to figure out everything I wanted to say. Like the biggest issue to me is we basically paid $60 for what's technically considered an incomplete game. At the time it was released, we thought it was done. So many years, they took fucking, what was it, 2005 was the last
Something like that.
2000. It took 13 fucking years for them to release a full-fledged game on the consoles. All that, they had all the storylines twisted and molded together in preparation for the third finally, and it's $60 incomplete technically. That's what pisses me off the most.
Well, what I'm saying is, even though if you're going to add this DLC, even though you're saying this isn't complete too, but what if you're going to add the DLC, then where the hell are you going to put it that makes sense into the story? I thought it worked perfectly the way it was. Why are you going to add something into the story that may or may not connect with the game at all? It might be just, it might make people confused, like, oh, there might be another, a different ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of an idea.
Even then, it could be filler. And even that, but people
are going to get confused. Like now, it's going to be confusing. When everybody's already played and stuff with the game, already, defeated it, and now you're out in DLC now when pretty much everybody's played the game and has beaten it. And now you're out in DLC. That's confusion right there. Who wants to go back to the game and sit there, just replay who knows how long of content it is?
Roughly, you're paying between 10 to possibly $20. I'm saying 15 just to be nice because you never fucking know. But yeah, for maybe about an hour and a half's worth of content if you complete the world
it depends on what this is. But it depends. Like what are we doing? Like, what are you adding? What was so important?
Oh, it's a whole new world.
No, that's what I'm trying. No, I'm talking about, like, you're saying that, but what was the point? Why was it scrapped the first time? So why is it now a big thing now that you're going to add now?
Yeah, exactly.
Why couldn't you done it when you made the game? So what was so wrong with it? That's the point. That's like, unless you were trying to meet the deadline, but if it wasn't complete, you can still push the deadline. I know people will get pissed, but at least they want a completed game.
Exactly.
Because now you're feeling like this, like if they keep doing this, I feel like it's an incomplete game.
It's like comparing that to, again, how the new Final Fantasy VII remake is going to be episodic. It's back in the PlayStation era, it was a 4-disc game. But it was the full game. It was worth the $60.
Right.
Here, it's like you don't know how much. Well, in the Final Fantasy Remake's case, it's like you don't know how much the game is going to start off as, and with each episode, you don't know how the length of it is, what you can do, etc. Where does it stop, and what's the paywall behind it?
Right.
This is the same thing with it, and this is how it starts. Is in the Kingdom Hearts method at least is how many other worlds do they scrap, or how many other ideas do they scrap?
So I was gonna say, if you're only going to do one, then how many others did you guys have?
Yeah.
Because if this is just one, I have a feeling it's going to be more than just that.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, you might have just made a new game.
Like, now it's going to be up to the buyer. Like, how many people buy it? Okay. And now, next thing you know, after so and so many people bought it, because they're curious, and it's literally going to be out of curiosity. Then Square Enix is going to have that same mentality. Oh, well, if they bought all that, let's push in new. Material that we haven't used before. And it's like, no, that was the case, then you should have expanded the game prior. Again,
right.
Like, yeah, you should have put more time, development, money, effort, everything. Instead of charging $60 for it, you could have charged fucking $80. People would have been a little but if it was the full experience of the game, wouldn't be pissed off.
Right.
Like...
People are going to like their franchise no matter what.
Exactly. People are going to love their franchises no matter what. Case in point, Saints Row 4. There was what was it? They actually had a bundle called the Millionaire's Bundle, where it was you had a life-size replica dubstep gun, trips to like LA, Vegas, this place, that place, and it literally cost, plus the game, the console, etc., and it cost an actual $1 million. Someone, a devoted fan, actually saved up all that money just so they could buy that one package, because it was only for one person, not anybody else. Just whoever had $1 million. Just one kid. Just fucking, not kid, but like,
No, yeah.
Saved up. Just worked his ass off constantly. Did some off the side fucking like winnings and shit like that too, and just boom, $1 million. Okay, did all that because it was a devoted fan.
But anyways, what's your next?
Well,
topic?
it was in yours actually. Where is it? It's on Facebook.
Oh, what's that?
I can't remember. I gotta look it up again. Because it was another Disney related topic on here.
Oh, the wife one.
Yes, the wife one. That's what it was.
Okay, but yes, there was this thing where look harder, Dan. This wife decided she was going to sell her husband's Marvel
Avengers
action figures, basically.
Yeah, and this was what, Japan?
Something like that, yeah.
Japan, Korea, somewhere in the Asia area. Basically, what she did was when her husband went out to bid, because I guess this guy's an avid collector of anything Avengers, everything Avengers,
right.
figurine-wise, etc. And this woman got so pissed off to the point where she made a post to sell them all, saying, "Oh, hey, it's taking up too much space in my house as is. I don't like the fact that he's doing these. So when he's on vacation, can someone buy them? It's at a really extremely cheap price. I don't care about the price. I just want them out of my house."
Found her husband's recent purchase of Iron Man action figures to be childish, and she decided to try to sell them online while he was away on a recent trip. Although it seems her plan dishonestly auctioned off her husband's treasured action figures sparked an infinity war with the Facebook group. According to a recent report by Bastille, a Hong Kong man in his 40s had decided to purchase... Japan, no, it's China. China. Hong Kong's in China. Had decided to purchase a few Iron Man action figures after catching a screen of Avengers Endgame. However, it turns out that his wife did not like this hobby, and when her husband was away for a trip, she tried quickly to sell the action figures without his knowledge. Oh, wow, it looks nice. The woman uploaded the images of the action figures in a Facebook group that sold similar items and said that she was looking to sell the whole lot for only 1,000 HKD. I don't know what.
Hong Kong.
Something, yeah. Well,
Hong Kong dollars.
Yeah. Well, for 5 action figures, this was a really cheap price.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That would no.
Well, no, yeah.
In the post, the woman wrote, "My husband became obsessed after watching Avengers Endgame, and every day after work he comes home with 1 or 2 boxes of these action figures. He already in his 40s, but still acting like a child. The house is already small enough, but he insists on bringing more of these figurines home. Please help me clear off these figurines. Best if it can be sold within these few days, as my husband is not home."
I would say that's a divorce right there.
I'm sorry, but I don't think there's no more to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to look.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm gonna argue with you on this.
Wait. Hold on. According to the Bastille, shortly after the post was shared, many users were shocked that the woman would do this behind her husband's back. They also said that she was selling the figures at such a low rate her husband would lose a lot of money over the deal. As time passed, the post began to receive a lot of backlash from users who said the woman was being dishonest with her husband. Some users even commented that her husband should divorce her.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That's over. What are you doing now?
I mean,
after the post's comments continued to get a lot of negative reactions, the woman removed it. It's unclear whether the woman's husband found out that she wanted to sell his action figures or if she was ever able to sell them. So nobody knows.
Well.
But that's what I'm saying.
I hope she got divorced. I
hope somebody told her.
Well, I mean, look. Let me be completely honest, because I've thought about this for a long time. Okay. And this is something that has always gotten to me, and this goes the same for someone like Sir Nigel. Good example. He has collected what Americans know as Power Rangers. In Japanese, it's actually.
Well, whatever. Yes, we get the gist. Yes.
It's a different show.
Right, but it's...
He's collected those figurines over the course of, however long, and he spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on that series.
Right.
And he has quite a fucking vast series. Same thing with you and your Disney.
Right, I have a lot of Disney shit in this room, and I know this. Right. I know this. I'm not that dumb.
But that's the thing. Take a look at this man. Take a look at that man in wherever,
Well, yeah, Hong Kong. He's in China, not freaking Japan.
Okay, he's in Hong Kong. the man has a job.
Right.
So that means she stays at home.
More or less, probably, yes. We'll go with that. More or less, yes.
So she's not doing anything outside of housework to accommodate for the funds. So this man is working his ass off to not only accommodate his home, his bills, his wife, his everything,
right,
but also his hobby.
Right.
The thing that makes him sane.
Happy. Or just happy in general.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I know you can be happy with your husband and wife, but there's just that one niche. It's like that brings you.
Some people do it in video games. Some people do it in collecting. Some people do it in art.
Well, and that's what that's what I'm saying too, because I'm like that too. This makes me happy. Mm-hmm. Collecting Disney, even finding the rare Disney, like that Dumbo picture. That's a rare Disney finding. I mean, like anything. Like I like going to the antique stores and finding rare stuff, like stuff that was like way made back when Disney was alive, possibly. Mm-hmm. Or like I said, when I found my aunt's house, I found stuff. You know.
Oh yeah,
like she found this and asked me, and it's like
her great aunt recently found a Cinderella.
Well, I'm not talking about that one. Well, but there's this little plate that's like one of a kind that you don't see no more. It's like a way older Walt Disney little plate that you can hang up.
But there was also a Cinderella coffee mug that depicted the dance between Cinderella and the prince, and her great aunt pulled it out and. To Lindsay's excitement, you just hear like this orgasmic.
I know, but you don't see a cup like that no more. Like it looked like.
And I understand.
And like I'm saying, that cup, that coffee cup, is like an actual thing from the movie. And you don't see cups made like that no more. It's like you get the like, and I'm gonna use an example. These are the cups that you see now at Disney. It's mostly like this stuff.
Oh, the ceramic.
This is all. Well, I'm talking about like the characters.
Yeah.
This is all it is. That's what you get. Now, versus the other one, I will show at a different time, where it's like a scene from the movie. The same, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean... The Lion King? I don't have anything with Lion King yet.
No.
That's a work in progress.
Yeah. But no, I mean...
What about the mugs with the Lion King fuckers on it?
Oh, you mean like, I think he either means the big coffee mugs that used to have Timon and Pumbaa's face on them.
Oh, so the actual like face.
Yeah, like the face mug.
And it showed like kind of that.
Well, no, I remember it was either McDonald's or Burger King.
They were plastic.
Yeah, it was either McDonald's or Burger King because they have.
Or was it like that one? Was it like that one?
No.
No.
These
Be careful.
So, like these ones are from Burger King. These were what I call edition 1. But no, after these were.
It was made out of that good plastic. They were.
Yeah, but no, that's what I call.
I know. I mean what he's saying.
Yeah. No, but I mean
the hard plastic you could break a face.
That's what I call edition 1. Edition 1 being the movie title poster ones from Burger King. Edition 2 was literally the face mugs of like Genie, Apu, Timon, Pumbaa, Simba,
right? Yeah.
All that. I remember those. That was what I called edition 2.
Right. But like I said, you don't get, like I said with that Cinderella one, you don't get the scene and then like the actual wording how it was in the movie. You get like that's what I'm saying. Like when I just showed you with Belle, that's what you get nowadays when you go to the Disney store. Like that's what you see as in coffee cups. You don't get that I call it the originality of it. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I just don't know why. It's just like some stuff is good and some stuff is not good with Disney nowadays. But like I said, with that guy, I feel sorry for him. I hope he divorced that bitch of a lady because it's like, I would be like the same way. I would feel really, really pissed off if Dan decided to sit there to try to sell all my Disney stuff.
No.
I probably would kill you. Mm-hmm. If you ever attempted to sell any of my Disney stuff, you know how pissed off I would be. Because it's my happiness. It's not like I'm trying to, and like I'm telling you, I'm not forcing it on you. If you take it, great. I give you ideas like, hey, is it okay if we do this? You have the right to say yes or no. Like I'm saying, like our house,
Yeah.
Like, can we make a room like this? Would you agree to that? And it's your choice. You can say yes or no. I was just thinking of an idea,
Mm-hmm.
Just because I've never had a house where I can actually do stuff in. So, more or less, I really feel for the guy. I really do. What?
Oh no, I'm just trying to look up and find the mugs, and it's a rare find nowadays.
Well, I bet it is because it's.
But it's very similar to like that Eeyore mug.
Yeah, I get what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it out.
I remember.
I don't remember
too.
them exactly, but I kind of had the idea of what they were like.
Yeah, I remember those so vividly. It's not even that Mandela effect kind of thing. It's like I remember those vividly. Like
I'm not saying anything. The whole set is in voice chat.
Wait, you put it in voice chat? Dude, hold on.
On Shadow's voice chat?
Yeah, probably.
The mugs with the legs and tail. I know, I'm kind of looking too now.
Yep. There it is. Yeah, no, these are those ones. We have these ones. We have that Aladdin one that I showed you. I'm talking about the actual face mugs.
Oh, that's the one I have with the Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about we actually have the
because we have the Aladdin one we just showed you on stream. We have the Aladdin one. I kind of want to get those. I actually do want to get those.
Yeah, because
really
they were actual, like they actually showed. I remember those mugs vividly. It's just
everyone goes to voice chat, laugh out loud. But no, I have the, like I said, we did show you the Aladdin one. I have a Aladdin one. But
no, there is one more Disney thing.
What? What's the one more Disney thing that can't wait till another time? No, I'm just asking if it was something like that.
Well, we could probably discuss it for next time, but it did involve Mulan. How certain groups that weren't, even though they're not actually Asian, feel like the Fa Mulan in live action could cause controversy.
I'm gonna wait on that one. Because that just seems like it's too new of a thing. Because Mulan hasn't really came out,
exactly.
haven't made like an impact yet.
I know, it's just like a lot of people are instantly trying to judge.
Let's go with this. Once I see in a trailer for it in one of the next few movies I see, then I will talk about it because that means that it's getting closer. But as of right, I think we probably won't see a trailer for it until probably Frozen 2 because it's coming out in March of next year. And Frozen 2 is coming out in November. We probably won't see something until about then. Because right now their focus is on Aladdin, Toy Story 4, and Lion King right now. Mm-hmm. And now Maleficent all of a sudden.
Oh, look.
But I'm going to call it. And also, too, it could show up in Maleficent, too.
Right.
It could show up in there, too.
I'm going to call it, though. I'm going to call it.
Because it's coming out in March, supposedly. That's their due date.
I'm going to call it.
March of 2020.
I know. I'm going to call it, though. Lion King is not going to be the same. Like, it's going to be almost a close 1-to-1, but there's going to be a lot of things they take out because of the butthurt PETA people. I know it. I have a feeling about it. Like, they're probably not going to show, Mufasa's death. They're probably going to do it like how they did a la cartoon movie, where it's like they kind of zoom into Simba like, no! And they don't really depict his death. They just know he got trampled to death.
It wasn't even that bad, even in freaking the animated version. All they saw was he looked like he was lying there sleeping.
I know, but we all fucking know at the end, though, Simba sits there, he fights fucking Scar, and he tosses him right off Pride Rock. Just, fuck you, you're dead.
Well, no, but then we don't know. That's when the hyenas took over. He was fine. He fell off the thing, but it was the hyenas that took. But then we got the fire. Like we think, they probably just burned.
No.
Whatever.
Either way, though, I bet you they're gonna take that portion out. They're gonna change that and probably make it fucking PETA friendly, where it's like, okay,
well,
they're gonna fight,
what? And this is
the change. Or something.
This is gonna be the controversial thing that I'm getting over with Disney. It's like, leave the fucking. If you're gonna make a movie, then make a totally different movie. Quit messing with the older movies.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. I'm like, quit touching them.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Just quit.
If you're going to do a remake of the original, then make it at least a 3D cinematic version of the original.
And maybe add a few, like you do with Beauty and the Beast. Maybe add a few plots that.
Yeah, fill in a few plots, take away some that didn't make sense to begin with.
Right. But if you're going to change the whole movie on me on that, and I want to sit there and tell them, like, quit doing it. Quit making live and get your freaking brains put together and make up an original movie.
I agree.
Because I'm sick and tired of you touching, especially Walt Disney shit, and changing it just because it was controversial. I'm sorry, it wasn't controversial when Disney made it. So go F yourselves, people. Go fuck yourselves and go talk to other people.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Because I'm going to sit there and look at that at Disney. It's like, if you're going to quit, if you're going to ruin stuff just because you're getting over the butthurt people, then you know what? You're just not Disney. You're just...
People for the ethical treatment of the animals, more like people for the butthurt fucking being a butthurt.
Well, that's what we think that's what happened with Dumbo. Like, they got to go back to the wild.
Even then, it's like...
And it never showed in the animated version that he ever went back to the wild.
No.
They were still part of the circus. So it's
no, he was still part of the circus. He was with his mom, and everything was happily ever after at the end.
Right.
But they're going on to the next show, but as a group. You know, they're going in together.
That was the whole point of the premises of it, is to get to be with his mom.
Yeah, he was with his mom. They were happy. That was the end of it. They could still be a part of the circus because that's where they felt at home. Bye-bye.
Right.
Like... It's like, in Dumbo, it's like, okay, spoilers. Oh, let's put her back into the wild, where she probably hasn't been in a long fucking time.
Yeah, I don't know how long she's been out of the wild. We don't know.
Yeah, they didn't depict that.
And also, you're introducing a baby elephant that's was never born in the wild.
And somehow he magically knows
what to do. They
which
don't
makes
do
no
that.
fucking sense.
It takes a while for an animal that was tamed to go back to the wild.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
That's why I'm like that.
Even if he was new, the elephants in the herd wouldn't accept them. They would push them away. Like, you're new to us. We don't know who you are. Get the fuck away.
Yeah, because they only have their own groups.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, if you're gonna do the PETA thing, then I'm sending to the point. Like, you know what? Just don't even try.
No.
Don't do those movies. Then go get some creative people and make a new movie or something that makes not so but hurt people and controversial people.
Yep.
Make it that, beautifully.
But anyways, guys, I think you got any more topics? Because I think
we're good on the topics for this week.
So,
but hopefully next week we can start doing the Dark Ages movies.
Would you like to do our first ever raid?
I don't feel like doing a raid.
Really? I was thinking Slayer Dan, because I have his link right on this phone, and we could do our little hashtag Disney podcast.
Nah, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Shame on you.
I'm good.
You don't want other people to watch your Disney podcast? You got to promote somehow.
I got on his Discord. I promoted.
In the words of Venge, how many people really go in there and check?
I'm good.
And Ark's on too. Raid the fridge with our faces. I would love to, but yeah.
Not this time. Maybe next time. What? You're gonna do something. What? Right. This is fridge like South Park.
You know what? Ark's doing Just Shapes and Beats. Pink Lady may not want to, but I'm going to. She doesn't have to do it, but I will do it.
Fine.
Just to get her name out. We'll go to Ark since he's only got 2 people. Let's show Ark liking some love, and we're just gonna do like hashtag Pink Lady Podcast or something like that.
Pink Podcast.
Pink Podcast raid. There you go. And I'll show you Pink's exit. Go to PC. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna play Call of Duty Ghosts.
Okay.
But there you go. You go to Ark's stream. We're gonna do Pink Podcast raid, and thank you guys so much for being with us.
Thanks for listening to our rants, basically.
Yeah, for almost like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But
we go that way.
we actually had a lot of good stuff. But we'll see you over there. Love you.
Bye.